Hello. Um, as you know, I'm Kyle, uh, and I'm still trying to do my thing. Feel a little better. Um, even though I've had nothing but bad news lately, lots of it, lots and lots of it. But it hasn't stopped me from doing anything to do. Still taking steps, even if they seem tedious and annoying, but still moving forward. Um, some good things did happen. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I got a job offer, but it didn't really. Hopefully, it goes better. I won't know until a little later. He said he'll contact me when he gets off work today. That's fine. I mean, it's good money. I'm an electrician, so therefore, I'm gonna do that until I can get this fully started and up and going. Um, and he explained to me it's gonna be really hard because of the situation both of us are in, and then there's a new storm coming, which is how I lost my job in the first place, and then I had to try and get unemployment because Ian closed my job down. Then I went to the hospital. There's just a whole lot of craziness that went on, but I still keep moving. Um, and the lesson of that is as long as you know who you are and what you're capable of and what direction you want to go, just don't stop going that direction. That's it. It's kind of simple. Um, and you don't have to take the crap to move forward if you understand what the crap is. Here's what I mean. Um, some of my issues right now, my rent's a little behind, not by much. Um, my phone bill's coming up due. I've got very little in my pocket as far as cash. So how do you move forward with that? Do you just take anything because you have to have it? That usually will set you back. In all honesty, I'm helping a guy right now, or trying to help a guy right now, who's running that same thing. He's trying to get every single thing he possibly can without really vetting what he's doing. And I'm watching him, and then my heart goes out to him, but I can't change a person. I can only lead them or point them in a better direction. If he doesn't take that, I can't make him make a better choice. So I do try coaching him in certain ways. Like, look, if you don't meet these criteria, don't keep, as I kept telling him, don't keep not paying yourself. And by that I mean, if you're doing a job for 500 bucks and it's going to cost you $450, then you just worked the whole day for 50 bucks. And then you still got the stress of trying to make it work, which is going to lead on to the next day and the next day. So you're paying yourself like a few dollars an hour to do somebody else's, to make somebody else money. And I mean, when I say a few, I mean that's less than minimum wage, way less. So 50 bucks in a day for 8 hours of work, plus you're planning, plus you're organizing, plus he has to get other crew members to and keep doing things like that. You're not paying yourself. Someone else is getting paid off of you, which isn't always wrong, but when you can't make ends meet and they're continuously getting paid way more than you are, something's wrong. Um, so moving forward, I did things I need to do. Ran into a lot of brick walls, a lot of them. And every time I ran into a brick wall, I would do this pattern. I would play a game of chess. I would play some video games. I would talk to someone about something, anything else, and then go back to it and keep that pattern going. Because as long as I don't stress about it and I accept the worst case scenarios, I'm still moving forward. It seems lackadaisical, but the reality is you're moving forward and not taking steps back by causing yourself stress and being and causing detriment to your situation. Let's say worst comes to worst, I have to find a place to move to. Okay, I accept that. But if I stress myself completely, not only will I have to find a place to move to, I have to find a place to move to, exhausted, frustrated, and upset, mad, wondering why in the world did it happen to me. At least now I have a back door. I could say, look, I could have pushed a little harder, but things are still moving forward. They're just not leaving me where other people want me to be. But I'm just fine because I'm taking all those steps right. I'm just not taking the big steps because the big steps are risky in itself. And when you're on the teeter-totter point, you can't take risk because 50-50 chance I, win, 50-50 chance I fall off. That's not a risk reward system. That is gambling. And gambling in life is pretty much a risk when you have only to lose. So I did the things that need to be done that secure a future that is better further on, and take small steps for the now. Here's an example. I made some money, and I need to pay something, but I said forget it. I'm gonna hold off because not necessarily truly investment strategy, but I saw a big dip in Bitcoin, and then it's been a rally. So I saw it drop off that 10% today. I got in right at the bottom. I think I lost 0.01% before it started back on the rise. Now it's on the rise. I made 10%, even though it was a pittance of amount of money. I already made it. Just sitting here doing nothing is at least, how about this? It's at least enough to cover the transfer fee. How about that? So at least I broke even or better. But if I was still busy in a rush doing all these other things, though I could have made more money, let's say it makes a rally of 20%. Now I made a decent amount extra off of nothing, but just being patient. Let's say you had a few $1,000s and you want to make a couple hundred more today. That could have been one avenue right there to make that few hundred just like that by just sitting on your butt. Nothing else. Just sitting on your butt, go into Cash App, pick buy, wait, and watch it go, and then click sell. And you would have made that same couple $100 in that day just off of being patient, taking in what's around you and taking the appropriate actions versus running around like a chicken with your head cut off, looking around for any path that's there. Anyway, those are the motivating factors. I also got an email, which I think is probably messed up, but I looked at it because I was like, this is interesting. It gave me the energy and want to keep doing what I'm doing with the life coaching, doing those things because I do love it, I do enjoy it. But I've been slacking because the real world's been calling. I have to do things in the real world besides necessarily talk to you even though I was plugging my Patreon stuff, until I can make income off of this, I have to do other things. Now that doesn't stop me from wanting to do this at all. In fact, I practice my life coaching with a lot of members of my community around me and people I see, and it helps me lock in the fact that I know what I want to do. And for most of you, you don't know what you want to do yet, but when you feel it, and you know it for a fact. I think I'm gonna take a little bit of time, if I can, to actually write out another one for my private informational sessions, because those are the most important. This is just me telling about my day-to-day life and struggles, the show from beginning to end, where I started and what I became, because I want to do this. This isn't a hustle or a side gig. This is what I want to do. And to see where you started to where you end is great if it's just a book. But what if I show you along the way? And what's even better, when I show you along the way, those who become interested and care, they'll give a little push here, or some who don't like it, they'll take a tug. But you'll see how the world will affect a simple guy. Well, actually, I guess I'm not that simple. I don't really know. I can't compare because I'm the only me I know. To see how life affects a person, even if this is sort of a facade of how I am presenting it, because there's a lot more problems and issues that go on during the day that I'm not going to discuss on a public platform. Example, an altercation I got with someone. Why would I mention that? That just sounds like complaining. That's for TikTok and whatever, World Star Hip Hop or something. That's That's where that's for. This is for positive talk. This is so you, me, and the rest of the world can start moving forward instead of sitting at home with a woe is me attitude, eating away at the inside, digressing. Let that sit. Every time you bring up a negative comment, me, you, anyone, and you let it live, you're bringing everyone who hears it down. Even if you may think you're hyping up the crowd or promoting something you're not. If you don't believe it, then think about politics. If you only talk about the positive things that different candidates did, then politics would sound a little bit different. Instead, a lot of it is always negative about what the other guy's doing. Well, what do you think he's going to do back? And what are you going to do when there's nothing but a flood of negative comments? In fact, when you think about it, you can probably think of more negative comments for candidates than positive ones. Now, let me relay this. Your candidate, you know more positive stuff about. But the other guy, you know all the negative stuff about. Don't you think that's true for the other guy across the way? But you know some negative stuff about your guy too, so that's twofold. You know two things negative about, there's for your guy, you know negative, and your opponent knows negative. But only you talk the positive. You see how we're at a disadvantage on moving and being motivating and helping people? It's the way our thoughts are. It's the way our thinking goes. It's the way we present ourselves to the world and accept and move information. Because we've grown into this cesspool of negativity instead of understanding the positive in everything. Example, and I don't really talk about politics, but I'm not a fan of Trump. But I'll say this. He did exactly what he said he was going to do on the Oprah Winfrey Show. He 100% did it, and I appreciate him for doing it and being honest about it. And now I'm not going to go and quote and do things that, and start some political argument. But even for a candidate I didn't like, I know the positive things to say about him. And the only negative thing I say is I didn't like him. I didn't throw him under the bus. In fact, if you think about it, if you really looked at it, I stated my opinion. And I stated another opinion in detail. The one I gave detail about, the positive one. That is how you have a positive discussion and showing your disdain for a certain issue, part, or person. You state the fact that you don't like, and you don't drag it through the mud. I do not like Cindy Lou, whoever she is. Hope her name isn't Cindy Lou. If it is, I'm sorry. I may not like her, but I think the dress she wore on whatever day is nice. Now, I'll tell her to her face, I don't like you very much. I don't prefer to deal with you, but I like your dress. And if you feel I'm being patronizing by saying that, then so be it. It doesn't affect my day because I can't let you live in my world, ruining it because I'm worried about what you feel about what you think about what I'm saying. But I will monitor myself so I know what I'm saying has a certain intent to it, a certain direction it flows. So that way, even if you don't like it, I won't have to worry about it or care because I did it the way I wanted to and I present it the way I like. And I'm man enough to live up to it. Heck, I've done a lot worse stuff than things I've said, but I've become a better person by understanding those things that are wrong. And hopefully we all can too. Now, I've got to get to work doing a lot of stuff to move myself in this business forward. I don't know, there might be a link for the Patreon list. I'm going to hurry up and publish this because it's been a few days since I've done it. I don't know. I know I keep dropping the promos and stuff like that, but I hope that this thing just skyrockets and boom, everything's great and gravy. But the reality is it's going to take a lot of hard work. And it's going to be $5, $10, $2 at a time to try to get this thing built. That's the reality. I know it's going to happen. but I can always hope and dream for bigger and some amazing, outlandish thing. But my head stays in the clouds, but my intentions firmly sit with reality. Lesson number 2. I'm giving some of these freebies away. Anyway, have a good day, guys. I got stuff to do, and hopefully I hear from y'all too. Oh, leave some shit in the comments too, man. If you like the video, don't like the video, say what you feel. I'm good with that. I don't care. I'll probably read them all. Obviously, when this channel starts getting bigger or whatever, then I won't be reading them all, but I'll probably have somebody to read them for me and tell me what it says. But I will read the negative comments as well as the good ones. And there's nothing you can say to me negative that I haven't heard before, because, well, you don't really know my history. You only know what I'm presenting to you. And I want to present the best of you. And even if you dislike me, tell me why you dislike me. I'm probably not gonna change, but at least I'll hear it, and you can feel all the better. All right, guys, have a good night. You know what? I'm still rambling on. Another positive thing: I fried chicken for the guys around me, whatever. I fried chicken, rice and gravy, some veggies, whatever. I made a whole dinner for everybody because, well, when you don't feel things are going right for you, at least make it right for someone else, right? All right. Oh, I'm a good cook too. I guess I like it. Everyone else says they like it. You might not, but oh well. Nothing I can do about that.